Hello everyone, this is Dimple Mehta and you are listening to Our Quest. Podcast for today is about dealing with mom guilt. I am always grateful to you for taking out the time to listen to these podcasts, and I hope this episode further contributes towards each of your growth. I hope it helps some of those moms who are struggling with mom guilt. If you haven't already, please give us a quick review and rating on Apple Podcasts, and don't forget you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Links in description. Joining us today is somebody who has been my ventilator, my support system during my journey of motherhood. She is my favorite person, the person I always go to when I have anything regarding my baby or how I'm feeling as a mom. She is none other than Maansi Shah. Guilt, as per definition, is the feeling of being responsible for something that goes wrong. Mom guilt, on the other hand, is this pervasive feeling of blaming yourself for anything or everything that could possibly go wrong, even if it hasn't yet. Welcome to the show, Maansi.
Thank you so much, Dimple. I am so glad we are finally doing this.
Finally.
What better topic than this
Of course.
when it comes to us, considering that we even choose a particular time where we stay away from the guilt, considering that either the kids have gone to school or they are sleeping. So yeah, definitely amazing topic. I think
So
for
while
me to
we are
talk
recording
to.
the podcast, their schedule isn't disturbed.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right. So just so that our listeners can have a better understanding, what do you think is mom guilt?
I think feeling of not doing enough as a parent, constantly hammering yourself. We always keep saying that it's generally people who put the pressure on us, but I think somewhere or the other, just probably because we have seen our parents or we've just seen things around in the surrounding, I think we keep putting a pressure on ourselves constantly, which actually I feel is not really been given by our kids. We put it on ourselves because we want to give them best, and we are never really going to be content with whatever and how much ever we give them. It can be of course of any aspect, maybe time, maybe money, maybe things that they want to do. So yeah, but I think it's like constant process of a never ending thing that we'd want to give to the kids. That's what I feel.
So beautifully said that even though we think that we are getting influenced by other people or seeing people around us or social media, for example, and there's so many other ways how we could be pressured of living the so-called perfect life, being the so-called perfect mom, raising the so-called perfect kid, whereas perfection can
So
never
true.
exist. It's actually us ourselves who puts that pressure on us that you are doing something wrong as a mom and be guilty.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think from if I may say so, I think from Sudha Murthy, the chairman of Infosys, to Kareena Kapoor being the Bollywood diva, or you, me, our moms, they are mothers. I think we all have gone through this. I think we all go through this at least once, if not more. Well, I'm one of them who keeps going every now and then. Every single day, I get up with one, and then I sleep thinking to myself that no, it's okay. You've done how much ever you could. But that's probably just me talking to my subconscious mind, so I don't get crazy. But definitely, constantly pushing myself that no, there is more. There's still a little push that you can do it, so that you can just give the best to the kids. So yeah, I think
Okay, let's
everybody has
let's
it.
let's let's discuss the examples where we have experienced mom guilt,
Oh
just
my
so that
god.
we can understand how we experience mom guilt. Have you experienced mom guilt when you've gone for a manicure or a pedicure?
Absolutely. Okay, so I will have to share this thing. I had it was my daughter was just born, and so now she's 6. Nothing has changed yet. I still have the mom guilt as strong as how it was the first time I left her. I still cry at times, not at times. I still cry always. I just hope she's never listening to this podcast, but I still cry always when I have to leave them behind before I'm traveling. I still cry myself to bed because I feel guilty of leaving them. And saying that, I have had a lot of people tell me that it's your choice that you're taking, so why are you having the guilt?
Plus, you have their grandparents to take care of them.
Absolutely. And I mean, when I'm leaving them, I'm very fortunate that they are with their grandparents, which I think they take much better care than I could even imagine. At least they have the time of their life. But saying that, I think it's just individual pressure that I have put on
Again, we
myself.
putting it on ourselves.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that. So when it comes to manicure, pedicure, or even like a massage or a spa, or as simple as just going for a basic waxing, which is like inevitable, you
Or
have
simply
to.
a coffee or a drive.
Yeah, like all of those are luxuries. Yeah,
As a mom.
definitely. So if I'm having one of those, I really feel I have treated myself.
And I
Like
should
I've
have done something to deserve it.
Yes. And then once I feel that I've had this luxury, I somehow tell myself, oh, now I have to like pay back again. Like nobody's asking me to do that, but I'm like, how do I compensate it? How do I give up to my give that much time to the kids? I'm still learning. Yes, I'm coming through the phase where the guilt is not actually, I mean, I wouldn't say it's reducing, but I think I am feeling better with it. I'm trying to get my way through it still. Yeah.
What do you think? Do all mothers go through it?
I'm sure. I definitely think so. I know I would be wrong on my part to be talking from all the moms' side, but I think
Most
by
of them.
default, but
Most of
at
them.
least once, yeah, I'm sure. I
Yeah,
mean, come
yeah,
on, like
yeah.
I'm sure you all would have gone at least once. And if somebody is not, please contact me. And I really would want to know about your nervous system, but I'm sure at least once. If not more, we all have gone through that. It can be for anything, for the silliest thing, which probably I might feel guilty for something, and you as another mom wouldn't feel that, I mean, you'd be like, why is Mansi feeling so guilty about it? But again,
So
yeah.
it's not just working moms.
No, 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 definitely
Even the
no.
stay at home moms
Yes.
go through mom guilt.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and the thing is, the mom guilt, I personally feel it does not just restrict us to being guilty of how much and what we are doing to the kids. I think it's an overall guilt. In case if I've spent, so when I had my first daughter, I have two kids. One is 6, another one is 4. And again, saying that n number of kids are not going to solve that thing. But I think the when I had my first child, and how many ever times if I was spending like a weekend over with her or something like that, my constant thing would be like, am I giving enough time to my husband? Am I giving enough time to my family? Am I giving enough time to the home? Am I giving enough time to my work? So basically, mom guilt, I think, does not only restrict us to the kids. I think it's a constant balance that we are trying to find out
So, for
with all the
example, in
things.
your case, it's not about control because for a lot of moms, it's about control because a lot of moms feel that if I don't do this for my child, nobody else can do it in the right way. So, for a lot of moms, it's about control. But the way you're saying it, for you, it's not about the control. It's about you have this thing that you must spend so much time and you must give so much quality time of being present
Absolutely.
with your kid or your husband or
Absolutely.
your
So
home.
I've definitely, I think probably I can say I've learned it the hard way. Because initially when I was a new mom, it definitely I kept pushing myself a lot. But gradually I've realized it's definitely quality over quantity. I know it sounds when you're a new mom, to all the new moms, I know right now you feel that this is not that easy. But trust me, it is as soon as you start talking to yourself, you realize that it is definitely its quality. Because what happens is, again, I've got this from this piece of knowledge from a book. It said that the kids, they don't see how much time you've spent with them. It's how good or how well of the time has been spent with them. They remember that. And I've seen that with my kids too. I've seen that forming out when Yuti and Rudra, they'll come and they still remember of those things what probably I would have made them do at the age of 2, and they still come and they talk to me as if, so those are the things they remember. So definitely for me as a mother, I don't think it's about the control. I wouldn't, like I said, my kids are growing up with grandparents, and to just mention both the sets of grandparents. So my parents and my husband's parents, we all, everybody is here with my siblings. So it's kind of they're growing in a joint family. And so definitely I know there are so many other people who can take better care of them. I can live my, I know for a fact I can leave my kids to you, and you by the end of the day you're like just praising them. I'm like, why are they the same kids that staying with me? Like, what's
Yeah,
wrong with them?
you would just feel that your kids are like monsters,
I
but
know.
trust me, they're angels. You haven't met monsters.
I I just love the fact at least somebody believes in that. But yeah, so I don't think I'm a control freak as of now, at least. But saying that, yeah, I do have a guilt, constant guilt of, if
The
not
time
giving,
that you're
yes,
spending
the
with them,
time
the
spent
presence.
with the kids. It's never enough for me. I still feel there is a lot I can, and it's not just me teaching them something. I every day I'm learning so many things from them, and I'm like, where do they pick this up from? Definitely it's not coming from me or their father, so where is it coming from, but yeah, I think these days kids are really smart.
I know, right? The other day, I just saw my toddler singing Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa. And I was like, I never taught you any
Aw.
nursery rhyme. Where did you learn that from?
Absolutely.
I didn't even make the effort to teach you alphabets.
True.
How do you learn that? I don't know. I
They're
don't know where
really,
they pick it up from. Maybe while playing with other kids, maybe while
yeah,
watching Coco Melon,
exactly,
which
yeah.
again you feel guilty for that you let them watch Coco Melon as if that's the biggest disaster that could happen in their life.
So, if I may share an experience, I had not given my kids salt or sugar until they turned one. So, of course, 6 months they were only on breast milk, and then after that 6 months they were. I chose not to give them salt and sugar, like outside salt and sugar in raw form. And trust me, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because, like I said, constantly people were there around me telling me that, we have grown up eating it and it's very normal. I was advised by my doctor, by my pediatrician, and I'm very grateful to that because it worked with the first one. I did it for the second one. That's how, you grow the second one. Tried and tested, and then you use it on the second one.
But the same
Um,
formula doesn't
Oh,
work.
never, never,
Never.
never. Again, saying
And then you
that.
feel guilty about it too.
Yes, please. Yeah. There is no enough of experience. Like I was saying, n number of kids you can have. You're still going to try to reach to that. Yeah,
I think every kid, every additional kid pushes your boundaries and challenges you more
absolutely.
for you to
Absolutely.
explore another version of you.
So I was staying in a bubble for a while when I had my first one. So I felt like I have put my elder one in such good timetable. Like, she had a time to get up, she had a time to sleep, her eating habits were perfect, everything was like so perfect, on point, I would
Convenient,
say.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything was like so on point. And then I had my second one, and then I had a reality check. So with the first one I thought like, wow, I think I'm somewhere close to a perfect mom.
Yeah,
And then,
because, yeah.
yeah, and then I had the second one, and I'm like, no, I just had the perfect kid for that
Yeah.
moment where she made me feel perfect. And then I had literally to start from scratch with the second one. I'm like, what is this? I just spent like 2.5 years learning something, and then it's all
And that
like
doesn't
gone.
work.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely that is there.
So there's guilt, mom guilt in all places, whether you're working, not working, whether you're going for a coffee, a drive, probably a date
Absolutely.
night with your husband, probably
Absolutely.
movie with your friend. Working is a whole other commitment, and guilt for working is by there by
Yes,
default, right?
yes. I think
Why?
by default. To say this again, not to be naming mums like that, but I remember we were in a group of couple of ladies, a couple of mums rather, and one of the ladies, she really likes to travel. And it's her like once a year at least she has to travel. So there are times when, of course, she travels with the kids, and then there are times when she does not. She only wants to go with her girlfriends, and she was judged upon it. Is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. I'm nobody to judge that. But saying that, are we right to judge them? That I don't think I would agree to.
But again, I don't know whether people judged her or not, but she would have placed all that guilt on herself,
Absolutely.
irrespective of whether she's being judged or not. Because that guilt, that mom guilt, no outside person has the power to place it on
Totally.
you.
Totally
It's
agree.
us, the moms, who force that guilt on us
Yeah,
and then go through the
absolutely.
whole journey of beating ourselves around. But why do you think do we go through this mom guilt? What could be the cause?
So, in my understanding, again, saying that, I think it's the three C's that play a major role.
Okay. We have a solution. The cause has three
No,
C's.
no, no, no solution. I wish it was so easy, Dimple. You really think we were still trying to figure out for a solution?
uh while talking to you, I just remembered there's another C to it. So let's first
Oh,
hear your three
awesome.
C's and then
Okay.
I'll add one more C.
So I think the three C's, which I feel play a major role, is one, of course, being competition, second one being comparison, and third one being contentment.
Okay.
Just to give a little brief about it, so competition, I think, constant competition, probably with ourselves or with another moms, or just our surrounding, that or maybe even with the two kids that you have. Like in my case, I have two kids. So just the basic competition of, if somebody is at that level, can I reach that level or not? Or rather, put it up that way, that competition with yourself itself. Like, I remember with my elder one, I used to be like, I could move around even when I'm talking about being pregnant. Like, so I feel mom guilt does not really start once the kid is out. I think as soon as you see the positive sign on
The
on the,
two pink
yes,
lines.
that's it, the two pink lines, and that's it. From there on, it starts, should I eat this or not, is it good or not? So I think that competition, which I felt, I had faced, was, I was very much active in my first pregnancy. With my second pregnancy, I think I wasn't
Okay.
so active, but saying that, people around me kept saying I was more active in the second one because I had a toddler.
Already running after the
Yes.
toddler, yeah.
So, but I felt that probably I had not done enough
Maybe
justice.
you were not consciously active, but definitely you were active behind the
Yeah.
first one.
So just the competition with myself,
Yeah.
like, let me not just place any other mom, for that matter. In my case, I just had the little own competition going with myself.
The first time mom versus the second time
Second time
mom.
mom, yeah. And talking about the second in comparison, so comparison, yes, that I feel, although I try my best not to, but I think by default, somewhere or the other, does not really, comparison does not always have to be negatively, but just the fact, like, because there are such beautiful moms out there, they are
Oh,
super
she
moms.
has the perfect body. Look at her,
They
how well timed.
No, I mean, these moms, they balance everything, and I'm
How
like,
do they do
how do you
that?
do it? How do you do it? Like, can I just have like a 1 hour class? Only if, of course, you could sum it all in one. But
But
a
it's
constant.
highly possible that they are also struggling
I am
as much
sure.
as you
I'm
and
sure.
I are.
Yes.
It's just that we see a version of them
Yes.
and we feel that everything they have is sorted out and perfect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, again, continuing to the third one being contentment. I think it's a constant repel behavior of ours, which I feel makes a lot of difference when it comes to contentment. As in, you would never be content as a mother. Okay, like, for if I'm talking about myself, if I don't get clothes tomorrow, if I don't get, I mean, materialistic thing, I can survive. I'm pretty content with what I have in my life. The only place where I don't find myself being content, and I'm saying it out loud, is when I mean, in my motherhood journey, I always feel the pressure, but again, put by myself, of constantly pushing myself of how much, or what better values I can put in with my kids. And it's like that. I know right now, someone said it very well, that right now they are they are like in a form of a clay. How you mold them, that's how they grow. So I just feel the need, again, not
That
put
I
by
should be
anybody,
the
say,
best potter. I have to
probably,
make the
yeah.
best vase out of my child.
So I'll tell you what happened was, when I was growing up, I had my major support was from my mom. I look up to her. I wish I can be half of what she is.
But your mom was a stay at home mom, whereas you're a
So
working mom.
yes, so my mom was a stay at home mom. She had worked for a year or two in the middle, but again, she was at stay at home. And at the same time, I remember her constantly telling me that it's okay, either you're working, either you're but you, whatever you're going to teach the kid, that's going to justify. You just have to believe that it's enough. It's enough. They are going to be their own masters, and they're going to learn by themselves. Of course, many a times I do forget it, and then luckily she's there around me to still remind me that it's okay, let them grow the way I let you grow. Then I met my mother-in-law. She is a working mom. She's in fact a working grandmom, rather. So I see her, like, a drastic change from my mom. But of course, sharing the same base value, where not to really have that guilt. That's how they both have overcome this thing. That's a different thing. They have a grandmom guilt. Okay, they have a severe grandmom guilt. Probably you can have
So
another
it doesn't
podcast on
end.
that.
So it
It
doesn't
doesn't
end
end
with
there.
motherhood.
No,
It's gonna continue even
absolutely.
after you have
Absolutely.
grandkids. Oh my
You
god!
are the grandmother. How do you settle with, I mean, when you don't settle with mother guilt, how do you settle with grandmom guilt? I just hope they don't
Wow.
listen to this podcast. They are going to butcher me. But saying that, yes, but my mother in law had given me a very nice frame. It says, do what makes your soul happy. And so I'm a person who I do have a lot of conflict mind. Probably you wouldn't see it from outside, but inside I'll
I
be
do
like,
see it,
yeah, you
Mansi.
do see
I
it.
do
you
see
you
it.
know it too well. But unfortunately, last year I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and trust me, how much the disease did not get over me, the mom guilt got over me. I was constantly feeling so guilty for leaving my kids when I was sick, when I had to go to
Even
the
to go to the
hospital.
doctor, even for the checkup.
So I, that guilt, of course, saying that those little angels are the reason why I could come out of it, because I knew that I have to stand on my own feet. I have to get back fine, well and fine, because I have to be there for them.
Yeah, that's another side of the coin, right? You
Yeah,
you want to be healthy for your
for
kids.
your kids.
Yeah.
And I think so, that's the thing, like, as kids, as children, like, because our parents are still here. I think as children, I would, as a child, I would have troubled my mom. I would have, like, I don't want to have this medicine, no, I don't want to take care of myself. But when you look at your kid, at that age, you don't want to leave them. And like I said, I had a very supportive family. I have a very loving husband, but still it's not enough, because I want to be there for my child.
Exactly.
So I wanted to get well, I wanted to get better. So we have these little dancing sessions that I have with my children. And I remember one night my daughter, so she was very understanding. Girls are, so she was very understanding. She understood the whole situation. She understood mama had to go to the doctor and stuff like that. And but there was a time at night when she was just crying, and I asked her what happened. And she said, mama, I just miss those days when we could dance together. And I couldn't, saying that I couldn't stand up on my feet also. So there was no,
Possibility to
possibility of
dance. Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah.
And that really took, that really took over me. And now even when I think of it, I get goosebumps. That took over me. I would still see the positive side of that. That night was the night when I decided I have to come over it, because only I can. Then of course had gone through a lot of healing sessions, a lot of yoga sessions, just so that I could stand on my feet, just to have the dancing sessions again. So today, if I'm having that dancing sessions with my kids, I think it's because of them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I mean, just coming back to this, that when you were sick, more than your sickness, it was your mom guilt that was continuously adding to your pressure and
Absolutely.
stress, which was making you sicker and taking longer to heal and get well. And the
Absolutely.
moment you decided that, let's forget about the guilt for once, there is something I have to deliver as a mom, you immediately made yourself all right.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, so beautifully explained. That is exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. Yes.
Yeah. And just like I told you, I have another seed that just
Yes,
popped on
yes.
my mind about why we have mom guilt. So, apart from the three you already mentioned, there is the fourth C, control.
Absolutely.
We do not want to lose the control around our kids. Like, only I know how my child should eat. Only I know how my child should sleep. Only I know how to give birth to my child. We feel as if anybody else, if they do it, they'll not do it right.
Correct.
Only we can control what's around our child. But sometimes, no. I mean, I even fight with my husband that you don't know how to feed my child properly. I mean, it's only me who knows how to feed my child properly. But that's so silly.
So I'm gonna share this thing, and apologies to my husband, Punicha, if you're listening to this. I'm sorry in advance. Saying that, till day, if I have to leave my kids, if I have a situation where there's nobody else, there are three people where I'll just close my eyes and I'll leave. Of course, one being my mom, another one being my mother-in-law, and third one being my sister. She is not married. Forget about having kids. She's not married. But I remember, she was around 15, 16 when my kids were really small. So we have 11 years gap. And very casually, sometimes at that age we don't really try to find reasons. And I was really exhausted with handling both the kids, toddler and an infant. And I was really exhausted, and the kids were just there and they were crying. And for a minute I just took a seat, and I just started breathing, without I let them cry. So, and then I started feeling guilty. I was like,
That
oh my
that they're
god,
crying and I'm not doing
yeah,
anything
like what
about it.
kind of a mother I am.
Yeah.
And I had my mates come in again to say that, like, literally everybody around me. So I had my mates tell me that, the kids are crying, what are you doing, and this is not how you keep. She was an elderly lady, and that's when this little girl, she comes in the room and she's like, it's okay, can you just leave her? She has kids, but she's also a human. Just let her breathe. She just needs 5 minutes to breathe. It's not so difficult. We all manage. They will also manage. And trust me, the kids did manage. They started playing with each other. Yuti started playing with Rudra. All it required was 5 minutes and a teenager telling me that it's okay to relax.
Do you know researchers show that kids show highest tantrums around their mothers?
I know, right? Recently, we just went to Expo. Oh my God, Dimple. We just went to Expo, and I went with my in-laws, and my kids were there. And so this was my first time to Expo, and my kids have already been to Expo with my in-laws. That time they were alone, so the parents were not there, just the grandparents, and the kids had gone. And literally, I heard my father-in-law tell my mother-in-law that, this guy, my younger one, he's really being naughty today around his mom. Last time when he came, he was such a well behaved kid. And my mother-in-law goes like, yeah, that's what happens, kids around mothers, and then she looks at us and she's like, kids around mother, irrespective of however old they are. That's how kids are. You
Yeah.
can't deny it. I
Yeah.
still trouble my mom.
Yeah. So I mean, coming back to this, that we want to establish control as mothers, whereas our kids are so smart that they challenge our control. That's their seed.
Absolutely.
They
Oh
challenge
yes.
they challenge our control the most. They're
Absolutely.
so well behaved with everybody else around. They don't need, like, they just know what they have to
Yeah,
do.
absolutely.
Even my 18-month-old, he's just 1.5 years old,
He's a
but
sweetheart.
he would be such an angel in front of
He
other
is.
people. Come home.
He is.
Yeah. So you say, so you see. Yeah, but he has tantrums rolled up his sleeves, like, and he has this grin. What's the next thing should I do? What's the next thing should I do to irritate
Oh
my
my
mom?
god.
So yeah,
Yeah,
and then that the moment we lose our control, we feel guilty, but we are losing the control because we don't have any control.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, they're fine without us. They're completely fine without us.
Absolutely. In fact, they blossom really well when we're not around. I hate to say this because I think more than them really, of course, they need us. They want us, but I think more than that, it's we are so dependent on them.
Yeah.
I remember when my kids were small, when my daughter was very small, so I was a new mom, and all day she used to play, and she used to cry, trouble me, of course, normal, the same stuff. And then as soon as she used to sleep, I used to be like, why is she sleeping? Why is
Exactly.
she sleeping? Why
So
can't she get up? Why is she not playing?
exactly.
And
So
I remember my mom calling me at that time, and I used to tell her, she slept again. My mom was like, can you leave her alone? Then you'd be like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, just leave the child alone.
yeah.
So yeah.
Even me, like, I've been trying to put my baby into a sleep routine where he sleeps independently on his own bed, but it's me who wants to go sleep with him. I can't give up sleeping without
Tell
him.
me about it. Tell me about it.
Probably he's okay to sleep on his own bed, but in the middle of the night at 12 o'clock, I need him to sleep next to me.
Absolutely. Yes.
And it's me who places that guilt. Oh my god, I'm letting my son sleep alone. He's so small. I shouldn't be doing that, but it's actually me.
True. That is so true.
Which brings us to the big question. I know both of us can go hours and
Oh,
hours and
yes.
hours rambling about how guilty we are as moms and how many situations we have faced those guilts on, etc., etc. What to do to solve this mom guilt?
Ah, wow. Okay.
If only we knew the
If
answer.
only, yeah. Still trying to figure it out. But whatever I think whatever has helped me so long is so I think first and foremost what I started doing was again going through the same seas. Just I took it positively. I started seeing around me. And when I started noticing other moms, I think they are such big of an example of how they manage it, how they don't let you, like, of course, different, picking it up from different moms. Of course, seeing it from both my moms, seeing it from you when you had Divit. I remember you were in a situation, I mean, COVID time, and you were all alone. Unfortunately, nobody could be there with you, but how gracefully you took it. So I think just seeing around, I see my, and again saying that, so I see my sister-in-law in India. She's a working mom, and she has to go, she's a beautician, so she has to go, and she's really good with her work. The thing is, we constantly, again, as women, we can be very supportive if we start just giving that support. Saying that, of course, we are also the ones, I feel, somewhere or the other, because we have already a set mind of this being right, this being wrong. Now what has happened is this been come out from generations to generations, saying that things are not wrong. But if we really have to go back to our roots, which we are gradually, we think going back to our roots is being old school. If we really go back to our roots, that's actually the time when mothers had less of mom guilt. That's what I feel. When you look at your grandmoms, or your great grandmoms,
Then
they had
there was
10, 12
simpler
kids.
times.
They were actually simpler times, they, and working moms, non-work, everybody is a working mom.
Yeah,
You're
there's so
working
much
at
to do
home,
because
you're
there's no
working outside,
technology and you're just, yeah, working all the
and
time.
so, and if you, I mean, if you go back to, if I'm talking about my grandmom, and I think, I'm sure we must be sharing a lot of similar stories when it comes to grandmothers at those times. They were constantly working, and by working, it was not just cooking, cleaning, working in an office. They were constantly trying to survive every single day, having n number of kids, maybe 6, 7, 8, whatever,
Or more.
or more. But they constantly had this thing of, it's okay,
Yeah.
it's fine, the
Yeah.
kid is going to grow by himself.
Yeah.
That's the reason I think they used to say at that time that it takes a village to raise up a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
Because I think, on a genuine note, it does take a village.
it's
So
it's
yeah.
so accurate, so precise what you're just pointing out, and the same has worked for me in resolve. There was one point of time when I was surrounded by mom guilt. Not that I don't go through mom guilt now. Yes, I do, but at least not up to the degree where I was going through. And this one thing that you just pointed out helped me survive it too. I call it child led.
Yeah.
Okay, basically, I let my baby tell me what you need. I
True.
have stopped competing with
Yes.
anybody. I have stopped comparing either me as a mom or my baby with another baby.
Absolutely.
I've stopped, and I've stopped complaining if something is right or not. I don't care whether I have the control or not. Of course, health and safety is a different thing
True.
altogether.
Yeah.
I am the adult, he is the baby, so I have to make sure things are healthy and things are safe. But beyond that, I just let my baby tell me what exactly he wants and I'll give it to him. That does not mean I'm spoiling him. That does not mean
True.
that I don't define certain boundaries. That does not mean that he can just do whatever he wants. No. But
Right.
I don't impose so much. As
True.
long as things are healthy, as long as things are safe, as long as things are within certain limitations, certain boundaries, everything else is fine. And
True.
I stopped putting pressure on me from that moment when I decided, okay, it's going to be as per him.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree to this. I have seen the same thing with my kids. Now the elder one is at that age where they have questions, n number of questions, and you constantly find the correct way to answer it to them. Well, lately I have just started answering to them how I would have actually answered it to an adult. For a reason being, because our mind is actually so vast. So of course they have questions, but they are also open to taking in answers. I think they take in
Yeah.
answers much beautifully
Yeah.
than compared to an adult,
Yeah,
because
they're so accepting. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
that's your
absolutely,
viewpoint, that's fine.
okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And I see, even when both the kids, they talk to each other, so it's okay, they have started, in fact, they taught me that it's okay if mom's gone for work. By the time she comes back, I'll finish so much work and I'll keep. They know that it's fine if mom is going to travel, she's going to come back, and my elder one will start packing her bag. Okay, fine, don't have to worry, I'll take care of the little one too.
Oh,
Again, I mean, I want to
she
tell
being
her,
she.
yeah, I want to tell her, baby, you don't want to go through the whole mom guilt with your sibling. But again, like, I think we have that tendency, once we start taking care, of
Yeah.
another
Another
human.
person.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it comes by default.
Yes.
But yeah, saying that, I feel personally, when it comes to kids growing up, and at any age, I think I would, in fact, through this, I would like to tell my moms also, because I'm sure they still have it. Sometimes when they I remember, it's very funny when I go to my mom's house. If she hasn't prepared my favorite dish, she will go crazy,
She will
because
have the mom guilt
yes,
that I haven't cooked
my daughter's come
Mansi's
after
favorite
so
food.
long and I
Yeah.
haven't cooked. I remember when my husband, he travels and he comes back. So my husband, if because he's following a particular diet, and if my mother-in-law has made something and if he will not eat it, she is so heartbroken. She is so heartbroken that why isn't he having it? And then she has this guilt. Oh my god, maybe I shouldn't have made it right now. Maybe I should have made it when he's eating it. Again, like,
So much of mom
so
guilt.
much of mom guilt
Even when
even
your
at this
kid is
age.
30.
Exactly. I mean, they have grandchildren, like, this
Yeah.
is so, I don't think it's ever going to go away. I don't think that's the right, I would be lying to myself if I would say that's ever going to go
But
away.
it's in our
But
control how
yes,
we want to.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And saying that again, I genuinely believe things started shaping for me after I started being grateful. I know, we feel that, how is it connected? I started, you can either write it in your journal or you can just even tell yourself, I think once I started being grateful of how grateful I am that I have kids who understand and who are born in
Who
this
are such
era.
angels.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get on that point, but if you say so. Who who are born in this era, who understand, who are much more accepting. I think compared to the 80s 90s kids, sorry, I'm a 90s kid, but I would still want to say that I think in that age we were still trying to figure out, because you had moms, and then you had working moms, and then you had so much of feminism coming
And
out,
then technology popping
and
up.
then technology popping up. Is it okay to watch TV? Is it not okay? I mean, right now I would just want to tell moms, everything is okay. Please normalize everything, for a fact being, because for I was a mother who wouldn't want to give too much of screen time to my kids, and during the COVID times they had to be on screen
For their own schooling,
for
for
their own
their own
schooling.
education. So
So if so, it's, I don't think we have to take the pressure on ourselves, because the surrounding, because the environment, the community has a lot to play in it. So why pressure ourselves when we have so many other people to pressure on?
right. Plus, I also think, the kids have their own personalities right from the
Absolutely.
beginning. I mean, you can see the difference between your elder one and the younger one, right?
Totally.
It's not just because they're girl or boy. They have two very different personalities coming out
Absolutely.
of the same set of parents, living under the same environment, having the same grandparents, everything being the same. They have two very different,
Totally.
significantly different personalities. That's not shaped by you per se. They're born with those personalities.
Totally. I would just like to share this thing. Very recently we had a family come over to our office. So we have a travel and tourism company, and they wanted to take a holiday to Georgia. The kid is 7 years old. Okay, he knew exactly what he wants to do when he goes for a holiday. He knows which exact place he wants to travel to. I mean, when I was 7, I would
I
just
didn't
go,
care.
I just
Yeah,
hold
just
my
give me
mom's
my ice
dupatta and
cream and
probably
I'm
go
enough. Yeah.
wherever she would take me. I'm just the fact that I'm getting to sit in a plane or probably go to a new place. I would be more than happy. This kid knew, and I really have to give this credit to the parents. They let him speak.
Hmm.
He was vocal about it, and they normalized it. He shared his view, and they considered, it's not just sharing. They considered that it's okay if my 7-year-old wants to decide.
And if I'm able to do
Yeah,
that,
then why
why
not?
not?
So
Yeah.
like you said, I have stopped, how you're treating Divit right now. I think just exactly, like, if it's in your control, then why not?
Yeah.
So it's maybe really not rocket science. It's as simple as living for the moment,
Yeah.
and if you can, why not?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's so beautiful and exceptional parenting by these parents to raise such a child who's so clear. This is what I want for my holiday.
Totally.
Now, we as moms would love to have that clarity for our kids, but do we follow the things
Oh yeah.
required around it?
Too much of positivity, right? We have to come back to reality. Thanks, Dimple, for the reality check. No, but yeah, I mean, saying that, like I was saying, I really like to pick the understanding from my surrounding. I learned my once teeny mini lesson that day when I saw the family. I think personally, I would feel exposure to yourself, even if you're at home, working from home. You're a working mom, you're at home, you're constantly working. If you're a mom, you're working. That goes by without saying. But I think having an exposure, it makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Read books, connect to people, connect with other moms,
Share.
share,
Yeah.
talk to anybody. And again, saying that does not necessarily has to be like I was giving you an example of my teenage sister. She at that age, so you don't know when. And I think selective hearing these days is perfect.
Yeah.
So definitely you're going to have a lot of people say a lot of things,
Yeah,
but
but
I think
filter out the bullshit.
why not?
Whatever
When
suits you. Yeah.
see, when we can select the thing that is negative, we can also switch our brains. So we are humans.
And filter the positives. Yes.
Absolutely. So why
Yeah.
not? But I think constantly the environment, the surrounding, constantly they keep giving you signs.
Hmm.
It has helped me from the time I've started picking up the signs.
Yeah.
Maybe the signs were always there, I
But
never
maybe
realized
we
it.
needed the attunement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But once I did start realizing it, I just started being grateful that, thank you, you taught me this, and thank you, you taught me that.
It's
And
working out fine.
um,
Yeah.
be it a new mom, be it a working mom, be it a
Be it a
stay
mom
at
of a
home mom,
teenager
be
or
it
a
a
mom of a 30-year-old kid, a grandmom.
grandmom,
Yeah.
be it a single parent, a father who is in shoes of
A
a single
mom.
father.
Yeah.
Because even I think that does not change when you're a single parent.
Yeah.
I think that's the same.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
mom guilt
Or
is there.
whether it's a mom
The
and mom or dad and dad,
Yeah,
or
it's a
no matter
maternity
what.
guilt.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
It
no
comes, it
matter
goes
what
by
format or
default.
family it is.
Your
Yes.
nerves have it deep down.
Yeah.
I think it will not really make a difference if you just start connecting to people. I
Yeah.
think communication is actually the key to everything.
Yeah.
You feel that probably if I'm going to talk about this, it's very stupid. I had that feeling for a very long time. Like, if I'm leaving my kid, oh my God, why am I doing it? But what is the use of saying? Everybody does that. But and saying that, I know, like from the outside it looks like I'm very lucky. Of course I am lucky, I have a very supporting surrounding. But I also think that it's also because I have picked the
Yeah.
surrounding for myself.
Yeah. But you know what, Mansi? We are lucky that our guilt, whatever mom guilt we went through, you or me, has been contained in a very, how do I say, subtle manner. Like,
Yeah.
it did not go to extremes,
True.
right? Whatever it is, we felt, we put the pressure, we experienced, we resolved. That's fine. But there are moms who go through it to a serious level. You experience that.
Absolutely.
You cause sickness to
Absolutely.
yourself
Yes.
by increasing that guilt
Yes.
to that
At
level.
a time when the doctors kept telling me, don't take stress, don't take stress. And I'm like, I have my 3-year-old crying outside the
Yeah.
washroom,
Yeah.
and I'm inside the washroom crying
Yeah.
because, I can't go out.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I've,
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Uh,
So when to know that this mom guilt is going way above the
Okay, so,
threshold, and when to reach out for help?
I think this again saying it's going to be a little contradicting to what I just said. Of course, look around for signs from the surrounding, but at the same time, I think your child. That's what helped me. I think my kids were the reason I came out of it. Like I said, I love my family, I love my mom, I love my dad, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, my husband, but none of them, not the doctors, not the homeopathy, the allopathy medicines,
The
nothing.
yoga, the meditation, the
Oh,
billion things you
trust
tried.
me, yeah,
Yeah.
nothing could help. But my kids, they were the ones who actually made me realize that it's only me. Again, I know we keep telling this to ourselves, be it any disease, be it any issue. You're the only one. Like, you read a lot of spiritual books, you read a lot of conscious mind books. Everybody says that it's up to you, but how do you reach to that stage? Nobody really explains how you reach to that stage. Luckily for us, our life is dependent on these little creatures that we have created. They can give us the maximum happiness.
And you know why that is?
Why?
I feel because the kids are so raw, so
Absolutely.
authentic, so original, so themselves,
Yeah.
and they're so clear. They're very clear about what they want.
True.
So they don't care what they're being judged or what is the worry for the world and a billion stress that we care about.
Yeah.
They don't care. So they just be them.
True.
And that's why, like I told before also, that I'm going to raise my child based on what he wants, because
Yeah.
he is pure and authentic.
True.
Yeah. And he had made me realize that I need to be pure and authentic.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the same thing that what you're trying to say.
Absolutely.
Right? That because the kids are so real in what they actually are, They show us the path.
I think, talking their heart out comes so
Yeah,
organically to
yeah,
them,
yeah,
so organically to them.
yeah.
I every day I wish to be like them, and I wish to not, how would I say, I wish to not put my issues or my thought process on them, because I want them to continue being like this. But again, saying that, I mean, that's the thing, it comes so organically to them that for them it's, how we say that life is
This is
not
how it is.
yeah, life is not just black and white. I
Yeah,
think it is.
yeah,
I
it
think it's
is.
it's just yes or no,
Yeah,
right or wrong,
yeah.
today or tomorrow. That's it.
And either is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And either is fine.
yeah,
Either, see, it's like, you have to take anyways one
yeah,
of the roads,
yeah, yeah.
and then I think the whole point is, once you've taken that road,
It's fine.
to be okay with it,
Yeah.
to be, it's fine, to
Acceptance. Yeah,
acceptance.
yeah, yeah,
Like how you just started saying, what is mom guilt? I think
yeah,
it's all about acceptance, that I'm okay
yeah,
to whatever situation I am, however it is. uh, you are the best teacher to yourself. Your
yeah,
kid is your best teacher, I'd rather say that,
yeah.
again and again. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So when somebody finds themselves, when a mom finds herself feeling miserable, falling too sick, not being able to finish, a billion things she aims to do, not that people are asking her to do, but she aims to do, etc., etc. That's the moment when the mom needs to realize that I am beating myself up.
True.
And I just need to align better with myself. And if I'm not able to do that, let's align with the kid.
Absolutely.
And if we are not able to do that ourselves, probably reach out for help. And
Yes.
all you need to do is align yourself.
So like I said, like, I constantly keep saying, so my whole family is here, and I have a younger sibling, just 2 years younger to me. When I had my daughter, he was on, of course, as an uncle, he was on the seventh sky, ninth cloud, whatever, all of that. Okay. But when she was growing up, one thing he was constant about is that he wanted to put in values in her. He wanted to make sure that even if she's coming to her grandmom's house, of course, in no way is she getting spoiled. And trust me, at that time, my mom was going through mom guilt, because she was like, my grandchild is coming for a day, and how do I not let her fulfill all her wishes? At that point of time, I understood that it's never going to be enough. It's not going to stop there. It's always and constantly going to be there. But sometimes it's okay. Working mom is okay. Hitting your child, I don't know. But again, that's up to you, depending on the situation. Shouting at your child, again, it's up to you, depending on the situation. Talking to your child, absolutely. I think the kids, you just need to talk to them again and back and forth. I've been listening. And if you think, a 3-year-old or a 4-year old, what is he going to talk? Their brains are so vast, and they have so much to explain. They are so creative. I think the all of the things that you want to put your child in classes, the communication skills, the dramas, the dancing, the, I don't know, the n number of classes, just start communicating. That's what I feel. As soon as you start communicating with the kids, you, not only you getting your
They will
solution,
take the decisions.
but and sometimes you're going to be like, it's actually right, I want to take the decisions with them you
Yeah.
know
Makes more
so
sense.
I think, yeah, communication, not just with your partner, communication not just with the other people in the family. This is what we generally do. When we have a kid, we'll talk to everybody in the
Except
house
the kid.
except the kid.
Yeah.
We'll talk, okay, what should we do? If there is a problem, how do we solve
Maybe
it?
just ask.
Maybe he's being naughty,
Yeah.
maybe he's not being naughty. You'll probably talk to your friend, you'll probably go even talk to a psychiatrist. Did you talk to him? Just talk to him, you know and let him talk back. Not just talk to him, maybe also listen.
Yeah.
We always keep saying that. I remember, like, constantly I used to be like, I still learn from my daughter, from my son, every day. Such small things, when I'll just come back from the salon, and this is how my kids react. When I come back from the salon, if I've just got my nails done, and as soon as I enter, my son will go like, oh, nice, you've got lovely nails, it looks nice. And there have been times when he's like, oh, I don't like this color, next time don't put it. Trust me, but at least I don't get to listen to the fact that, why did you leave me and go, why were you not there? Because can you imagine, more than people telling you, when your child says that, that's it, your nails go for a toss, your head goes for a toss. So I think that's the slight difference that we're looking for.
Yeah.
I still want to say this, like, for all the moms who have reached to a level where they feel that there is no way out of it, there's always a way out. Just start talking to your kids. I know sometimes, okay, this is, we're talking about small kids, so it's easy to communicate.
No, even with the
But
elder kids,
with
I think you're
teenagers,
precise. You're very, very precise. The solution to mom guilt is a better connection with your kid.
absolutely
And that better connection is only through your better connection with your child. Whatever little time you spend with your child, spend it to the best of quality that you
true.
can. And that's all that your child needs from you.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think that is your spirituality that you're having, just the connection with your kid. I mean, you would want to, you want to talk to, maybe like I was mentioning, psychiatrists, doctors, knowledgeable people to find a solution. Whereas when you just talk to them, so if you would ask me, like even right now, I'm still going to think and talk, right? Because
Yeah.
I will want to probably use the correct
Process the
language.
thought, frame
Is
the
it right or
sentence.
not? Am I going to be too controversial about it? So many things. But when you talk to them, it's straight out there.
And from their perspective, everything seems so simple.
Yeah.
It's really simple.
I
They're
know,
so
right? Sometimes I
sorted.
wonder, now that I'm talking to you, I wonder probably somewhere, down, they'll be sitting on the side and like laughing. And like, seriously, why do these adults take life so, like, so
Seriously, like,
seriously?
don't take it so
I'm
seriously.
sure
It's
they all must be
life.
probably
Have
making a group
fun.
and laughing at us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, however big your child is, however small your kid is, I think that is one thing that's going to help you. I had started this when I was pregnant. So one of my major thing that I was really sad about, like I was talking about comparison. So I had comparison again. I didn't have to go far away. I had just comparison with my first pregnancy and my second pregnancy. With my first child, I had enough and more time to spend with her.
Hmm.
With my second, because my elder one was still 2.5, she used to take a lot of my attention. So when my son was in my stomach, I felt I hardly got time. And then there was a time when I felt really guilty about it, you know. And again, my elder one was the one who got me out of it, because as soon as she started seeing the tummy, she started talking to the kid. And I was like, okay, I mean, it's just as simple, he's in you, just start talking to him again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think your best teachers are your kids when it
Yeah.
comes to mom guilt,
Yeah.
parent guilt.
Actually, for parenting, no manual book can work because each
Absolutely.
child is his own,
Yeah,
right? So it's the child who's your teacher.
totally.
And if you have three babies, each of them could be really different, and you have to learn from
Absolutely.
each of them,
Oh, I've
right?
heard a lot of that from my grandmom. She has
Yeah.
6 kids, and like everybody's like, so there's like north, south, east, west, and if there were any more directions, the kids would have gone in that. So I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that. But I think also as mums, I think what we can do probably is our little bit of, if we see, sometimes what happens is, okay, this is when we know this, we have a problem. What if we don't know that we are
Yeah.
facing? Oh,
Yeah.
but if you can see it in another mom, I would say, please go ahead,
And
lend her a
help
hand,
her.
just
Yeah.
listen to her.
Yeah.
And if you have a better advice, give it to her. I would feel,
Sometimes just don't advise.
yeah,
Maybe she's being
that's what I
loaded
was just
with
gonna
so
say. Yeah,
many
sometimes
advices.
like
Sometimes
just don't
just
give her an
listen
advice.
and say it's okay.
It's fine.
Everything's okay.
Yeah. And or probably just the fact that I've been there,
Yeah. Yeah.
done that,
Yeah.
and it's fine.
Yeah.
This shall also pass.
Yeah.
I think that itself, I think that's the biggest help we can give.
From mom to mom.
And trust me, it's going to help us in return.
Yeah.
I'm sure of that.
Give us gain.
Give us gain. That's life, right?
Yeah.
The karma chakra.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's a wrap for today. And
Wow.
I think we went off topic once or twice, but that's what parenting is, right? It's not
Absolutely.
straight, it's not linear, it's not to the point. There are so many
There is no
aspects
one
to it.
topic to it, right?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
can you, I mean, when it comes to parenting, motherhood, oh my God, I still can't think of sitting on one particular topic and talking about it. But yeah, it was amazing. I felt so good.
And I feel so good about doing it with you because I have personally seen you going through that sickness, and
Yes.
I have seen you coming out of it and being back on your foot and everything. So it just feels so good that maybe this podcast can help some other mom, come out of her guilt. Maybe it can ease another mom's um, pressure of parenting, of being a mother, maybe a stay-at-home mother, maybe a working mother. So this is our bit to help
Absolutely.
a mom
I
get
think
out
just
of her guilt.
listening to your gut. I think your conscious, it can never. I
It
don't think it
never
can never
goes
take you
wrong.
wrong.
It never goes wrong.
That inside feeling. So many times you're like, I know he's going to fall. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
as simple as that.
Yeah.
I think just listening to your gut feeling.
Yeah.
I think motherhood, parenting is all about that little gut that you have.
Definitely.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. This has been wonderful. Long, long overdue.
Long,
We
long
finally
overdue.
did it.
Absolutely.
And
I
I
am
can't
just
wait for the reaction of, I'm sure I'm going to be loaded with so many reactions from so many moms waiting for it.
I am just so grateful. Thank you so much. It definitely did not feel. I think I was not so conscious, probably because I was doing it with you, and talking to you. It just comes organically. But and also being the topic, motherhood being my favorite. You know how much I love kids.
I think it just flowed.
It just
This was
yeah.
just, I think it was just a conversation that we would otherwise have in a cafe sipping
Absolutely,
coffee.
absolutely.
So it just
So yeah,
flows.
thank you so much for having me, and yeah, all the best.
That's a wrap for today. You have been listening to Our Quest. If you haven't already, please give us a quick review and rating on Apple Podcasts. And don't forget, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Links in description. See you next week, same time, same place.